This is Lee Garrett and welcome to another weekly tip video. As regular viewers of these videos know, we're big fans of Setapp, which is a subscription service for macOS that grants you access to a wide variety of top quality applications for less than $10 per month. In this video, I'm going to talk about two applications that are part of my toolkit and serve very different purposes. These applications are Wallpaper Wizard 2 and Endurance. I'm going to start with Wallpaper Wizard 2, and it really is as simple as its name. It's an application that controls the desktop background on macOS and contains a library of stunning wallpapers to choose from. Now, if you don't have a Setapp subscription, you can purchase it separately from MacPaws' website. I'll just open up Safari. And here I am on MacPaws' site. I'll just click on Buy Now, and it will give us our pricing options. And you can see that a single instance of Wallpaper Wizard 2 is £6.95 or $9.95. And you can purchase license for multiple Macs if you need them at a discounted rate currently. Now, I've got an active Setapp subscription though, so I'm just going to open Setapp. I'll use Spotlight to do that. And when Setapp opens, I'll just go to the search window at the top of the screen and start typing Wallpaper Wizard. There we are, it's the first option. Click Install. It's a reasonably quick installation that takes place here, but I think I'll skip this video through now to the configuration. When we open up the application, there are three main sections for us to concentrate on. The first is Explore, which is where the Catalog of Wallpapers is contained, and we can navigate or search for themes, ideas, even inspiration for the backgrounds that we would like. The second section is the Role, and this is where the wallpapers that we identify in the Explore section are kept. So if you think about the Explore section being the catalogue, we can liken the Role part to being the stuff that we've picked to use. It's like our playlist for wallpapers. The Favourites section contains, no surprises here, it contains our favourite wallpapers for easy access. Let's just go back to the Explore section now and find some wallpapers to add. So in the top row here, we've got some custom collections. We've got flower baskets, scroll across here, Under Northern Skies, Chasing the Tail, just a few to mention, and clicking on one of these will show us the wallpapers that are contained within. Once you've got the wallpapers in front of you, you can add them to your role. Hover the cursor over the wallpaper and three options will appear. The plus button will add the wallpaper to your role, the star will add to your favourites, and the share button will open the standard share menu that you find on macOS. You don't have to add individual wallpapers. If you like the whole lot, you can add them all in bulk by clicking the plus sign to the right of the category name. Or you can star and share them all in the same way as you can for individual wallpaper.
That's just a quick preview of one of this week's Apple-related tutorials from ScreenCastsOnline. ScreenCastsOnline is your premium source of Apple-related video tutorials. All of our members get access to brand new, up-to-date tutorials each week, as well as unlimited access to our entire video archive full of Mac and iOS related tutorials. You can stream and download all of our videos on your Mac, iPad and iPhone, and even your Apple TV using the members-only ScreenCastsOnline Apple TV app. Membership also includes a complimentary subscription to the digital ScreenCastsOnline monthly magazine, published each month and packed with videos, articles, reviews, as well as hints and tips covering all aspects of the Mac, iPad, iPhone, and all of the other fantastic Apple products. So, if you're ready to start getting the most out of your Apple devices, visit ScreenCastsOnline.com today and become a ScreenCastsOnline member.